It's another peaceful day for the 25,000 residents of Whitney, Oxfordshire. But nearby, behind the doors of Britain's first crocodile centre, it's all kicking off. Crocman Sean Foggett's 3 rare Siamese crocodiles have come to blows.
Yeah, it's a real problem, real problem. You let it go on to a point because obviously you want them to live together, but at the same time you don't want any of them to get hurt.
They've been fighting for about a week, and it's been so ferocious, Sean's now separated them for their own protection.
These 3 that we've got here are supposedly a male and 2 females, and the only 3 of their species in the country. Now, I have my own suspicions that this one that's supposed to be a male is not, it's a female, and that could be the problems that we're having. Females.
It's really difficult to sex young crocs, and having 3 females would be a massive setback to Sean's crocodile breeding plans. He moved his croc collection from his back garden into this industrial unit 5 months ago. Many of his animals, like these Siamese, are critically endangered.
This place is not just about building an attraction for visitors to come and see crocodiles. You know, something that that I want it to be is based around conservation for these animals. But it's really important that we can start a captive breeding programme. So it'd be a real shame if this one's a female, like I think.
But right now, getting his breeding programme off the ground isn't Sean's only concern. Crocs of the World isn't a zoo, so Sean can't open his doors to the general public. His ticketed open days have been a big success, but they haven't brought in the private bookings that he'd hoped for. So to drum up interest, he's writing to all 243 primary schools in the area.
Every time the phone rings, it's because some of these letters have already gone out, so I'm kind of thinking, and they're only a couple of days ago, and I'm thinking, oh, booking. Crocodiles of the World? No. No problem, bye. I could really do without sales calls. Do you know what I mean? It's really get on your tits, don't they?
Despite the problems, Sean's determined to make his croc centre work, and it's now a 24-hour job. Mum Dorothy has watched her son's passion become his mission.
If anyone had said to me when Sean was a year old that he was going to grow up and open a crocodile centre, well, I just wouldn't have believed it.
Although Sean's up against it, he's no stranger to overcoming adversity. In 2004, he developed a blood disorder called aplastic anemia.
It was life-threatening. It was life-threatening. I remember when he went into hospital and he just looked at me and he looked at the doctor and he said, "Am I going to die?" And that was just the most awful moment. It was awful. She didn't say no. She just said, "We're going to do our best to get you well."
And it was during his recovery that Sean's croc ambitions really took shape. But the pressure he's under now is worrying his mum.
He has been under tremendous strain. He was told that, yes, it could reoccur. As a mum, yes, it does concern me, very much so, yeah.
And Dorothy's right to be concerned. Sean and wife Lisa have received a worrying letter.
It's come to my attention that you're in breach of condition 3 of the above planning consent in that the premises are now open to the public. If other uses are taking place, you would need to submit a further planning application to regularise the current breach.
It's not open to the public, is it?
No, definitely not open to the public.
So perhaps people just have seen people going in there and think
They think, yeah.
Public, and it's not.
Prompted by complaints from locals, the council are challenging the Croc Centre.
I was under the impression that we could open to small groups, and also we're allowed to do 6 open days a year. Maybe that's what they're on about. Maybe they're just on about the open days.
And it could have a catastrophic effect.
If we've got to submit a new application and that gets refused, then it's finished. We can't do anything there.
Because his centre's not a zoo, Sean can't open his doors to the general public. And his ticketed open days have upset some locals.
Initially, it felt like they're just trying to stop me making a living and earning money and doing what I want to do. But I do understand it from their point of view, I guess.
But he needs to attract more visitors to make it work. And that realisation has forced his hand.
It's made me make a decision to apply for the zoo licence, and which is a little bit nerve-wracking, but because it's quite a big step. But it's one that needs to be taken now. From other people's point of view, being a zoo was a bit more professional. That bit of paper seems to change people's opinions. Before applying for a zoo licence, you have to put an advert in a local paper and a national paper just to say that you're intending to apply for a zoo licence. So just in case there's any objections from anyone in the whole country, then they know who to contact and object, I guess. Oh, it's big. Zoo Licensing Act 1981, form of notice of intent to apply for a zoo licence. It stands out quite a bit and might mean that there's a few people see it and contact the council to object to it, but we'll see.
It's a gamble, but he wants to open to the general public every Sunday. And he'll need a zoo licence and permission from the council to do it.
If they don't let him have it, then yeah, it's a massive worry, because what are we going to do then? So we've just built the whole centre for no reason, so yeah, it's a big worry.
At Crocodiles of the World, Sean's attempt to reunite his endangered Siamese Crocs has resulted in yet more fighting.
Don't go down there. Don't go round there. No, 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 no.
With as few as 250 purebred Siamese left in the wild, he's keen to breed from them.
Go on, away. 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 Go. Get back.
But he suspects that one of them is not what it should be.
Go. When he came to me, he was around 1.5 metres, and he came to me as a male. I've sexed it, and personally, I think it's a female.
With his breeding programme at stake, Sean needs a second opinion on its sex. But he'll need to catch it first.
The one we've got to catch is actually probably the quickest animal in the water that I've got here. She is so fast.
And the Siamese are his most lethal crocs. They aren't just a threat to each other. Any one of them could easily kill him.
Things we need to watch is obviously being bitten, because an animal of this size can do a lot of damage, and so we need to be really careful.
He bought the Siamese 3 years ago from one of the world's leading croc experts.
Sexing crocodiles is so difficult, so I've contacted Rene, and he's absolutely adamant it's a male. Either one of us could be wrong. I really couldn't call it. Sean! Hey guys, how you doing?
Rene Hedegaard has travelled over from Denmark to solve the mystery once and for all.
This is the biggest Siamese. Oh, so she's completely on her own, separated from the other two now.
Yeah.
So this is where the other two Siamese are. This is a new bite on him, that slash wound. So I guess we need to get a plan together of how we catch it and how we're going to do this. Yeah.
You don't have a fixed plan?
No, I thought I know what I would probably do.
Okay.
But
I think then we do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get your place definitely. Then
okay.
You just go ahead and I'll sex it.
Yeah. This one is still very wary of people, so when you go in the enclosure, it spends its time on the bottom.
Yeah.
It's out there.
It might be wary, but it'll still defend itself. And it's sharing the enclosure with one of the females.
So this one is more likely to...
Catching it is so dangerous, Sean will need Rene to watch his back and 2 croc men to control the other Siamese.
Right, everyone ready then?
Sean's plan is to wade in and try to rope the croc's upper jaw. But these crocs are at their most dangerous in the water.
Don't worry.
They ambush and often drown their victims before tearing them limb from limb.
That's all right, that's all right. I'll move. Oh, that's all right. There goes the stick.
They can swim at up to 40 kilometers per hour. And this one is proving too fast for Sean.
Pull back. Back. Got up.
Rene thinks that catching it by the tail might be less risky.
And pull. So if you grab it and pull, it won't be able to swing around and get you, and then we'll grab it.
Later.
First, they need to corner it and get a towel over its eyes to calm it down.
Good, perfect. When crocs are in this size, it's very easy to determine for normal crocodilians that which male or female in this size. So what I'm doing is just to put my finger in here and get forward here, and there I will put feel if it's a male or a female. And here I have a very, very, very tiny clitoris. So this animal is a female. That's 100% for sure.
Being told the Siamese is female is the news Sean dreaded.
I'm really so sorry, Sean.
And he'll need to get a male Siamese before he can get his breeding project started.
I'm really surprised that one was a female. The plan is that I will start a search for a male, so there can go a male here, because otherwise you will have a lot of fightings here going on and on. This is not nice.
What do you think the chances are finding a male?
Enormous big if you have some patience.
Really?
I feel 100% sure there's no problem in that.
Yeah.
I will hand select it for you.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
If Rene's going to go and select the animal himself, then yeah, I can't ask for any more than that. It's that's perfect, definitely.
Definitely, I will do that.
Yeah.
That's not the problem at all.
Yeah, it's just me chasing.
Yeah, but you can easily do it, and I can tell you how far or how less far we are in the process. Yeah. But he will be here.
Yeah, yeah. Have you got a rough idea?
No. Really good.
I was so eager to sort of get on and breed these this year or next, but we may be waiting a few years now.
And Sean has bigger problems, which he needs to deal with right now. If he wants to open to the public on Sundays, he needs a zoo license and council approval. And he's got just 8 weeks before his case will be heard.
I've got a planning issue and the zoo license and pages and pages and pages of information for that. Yeah, I'm not sleeping much at the minute.
With the hearing approaching, he's contacted local businesses to get more support for his cause.
I've got 9 supporting emails that I've picked out. Do you reckon 9's too many?
No, put them all in.
You reckon?
Yeah, definitely.
I can't just let this go. I've worked too hard for this. I'm not prepared to just stand there and let my dreams just be washed away.
Although the future of his centre's uncertain, Sean's still determined to push on and make his proposed zoo as impressive as he can. He's preparing for a road trip that'll double his croc collection.
It's 4:30 in the morning. We're just preparing, ready to leave for France to go and get these Nile crocodiles. So just making sure all the tubs and everything fit.
10 weeks ago, Sean was offered baby Nile crocs from Europe's largest crocodile park.
So this is the new enclosure that the Nile crocodiles are going to go into. All 27 of them. They should all live together nice and happily in here, he says.
It's a 27-hour round trip to get the crocs back to Britain. He's taking best friend and wannabe croc man Nick Wells with him.
I don't even know where we're going in France yet, so I presume you're going to tell me on the way where we're going. But yeah, quite excited really. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, probably about 45 minutes, so let's hope we get some sleep on the way somewhere.
The journey's a chance for Nick to begin to learn about Niles and expand his croc knowledge.
How big is it fully grown? Males are massive. The males, you'll see how big today, but the males can reach 5 metres.
But Sean's decision to double his croc population isn't pleasing everyone. Having sold their house to fund the centre, Lisa's concerned about the financial implications.
We haven't got no money. We just wait until it makes more money and then start building it up. So it does always get into a heated discussion whenever he says about getting more animals, especially with the money. Not just the money side, it's the time, because it takes so much time away from... It takes him away from us as a family, and yeah, we don't see much of him.
La Ferme au Crocodile is the biggest croc park in Europe. It's home to around 350 animals, and it made a massive impression on Sean when he last visited.
What do you think, Nick? Do you think we can have somewhere like this?
Yeah, definitely. This is a good platform, isn't it, to build to?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Nick and Sean have been mates for the past 14 years. He's watched Sean build his collection from scratch, and his passion for crocs is rubbing off.
I want to be Sean's wingman, basically. I mean, I just like to be involved. It's not often you get a chance to come to France to grab some Nile crocodiles, and just situations like this and more, I should imagine, along the way. His journey's just begun, really, so I can see it just getting bigger and better.
Oh, hi there. Hi, Sean.
Hello, Samuel. How you
Hi,
doing?
Sean.
You all right?
Yeah.
This is Nick.
Hi, Nick.
This is Samuel.
Nice
This
to
is
meet you,
a
sir.
friend of mine, and he also works with me.
Oh, another Crocman.
Another croc man.
Okay, good. Let's go and torture them.
It's been over 2 months since Sean first met Dr. Samuel Martin, who offered him the 27 baby Niles. And they're already growing up.
Well, they have grown, haven't they?
Oh, they've grown. I know, they've grown.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're such beautiful little crocodiles, aren't they? They're going to look awesome in this enclosure.
These babies will continue growing at around 30 centimetres a year. And Samuel has an extra surprise for Sean.
So here there are a few late hatched animals.
Yeah.
They're a bit smaller, if you want to have them also.
Okay, yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah. And then, so 20 and...
So that's 23. Oh yeah, there was 11 in there then.
Yeah.
And plus these.
Sean has agreed to take on another 7 Nile crocodiles. It means he'll be taking 34 back to the UK
Smallest in there, yeah.
But after
and they could give him a potential headache.
Yeah.
can add regularly space.
Yeah.
Yeah, you design a nice enclosure for
Yeah,
that.
brilliant. It's about 40, 45 square metres.
You will have to double it next year. Sorry, but next year I think.
They'll have outgrown it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was brilliant to see the little baby Nile crocodiles again. They've grown more than what I would thought that they would have grown, which is good. They're all doing really well. And it's a good opportunity again to sort of see the size they're going to reach.
Eventually, they'll look like this. And Sean hopes they'll have babies of their own. And he's about to experience firsthand just how dangerous Nile mothers can be.
You can't let your guard down. Too dangerous.
These mothers have recently laid eggs, and Samuel thinks they've buried them somewhere in the sand. To hatch successfully, they need to be kept at a consistent temperature. So he incubates them to increase their chances of survival. But right now, the protective mothers are at their most aggressive.
Is that like fresh sand there?
Yeah.
The Nile crocodile is responsible for hundreds of human deaths every year. They'll need to maneuver this mother into the water to stand a chance of finding any eggs.
Once they lay eggs, they will remain and defend their nest. Like, very strong. So Nick, can you watch here while you were digging here?
It's a baptism of fire for novice Nick.
It's just that they do work about, don't they? Seem to take your eye off one and then the other one sets off.
Yeah. Definitely being
Yeah.
stalked. That's what they do.
Nick, be strong.
Nile crocs bury their eggs about 45 centimeters underground to hide them from predators. It makes finding them difficult and dangerous.
You should put her back in.
Hold on, Nick. Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on, Nick. That tells me she's watched us and patrolled this whole, 12, 15 metres stretch of water while we've been here. And now she's come out of the water and just charged us. Tells me she's laid eggs.
If she has laid, she's hidden her eggs extremely well.
So we dug in a few different slots and still not found anything in this.
Apart from digging the whole beach, I don't think it would be... No.
Sean is taking 34 baby Niles home with him. Coming face to face with adults has given him food for thought.
It's important to see the reality of what it's like when they are big. Very important. And we've had a taste of that.
Well, now you know what sort of enclosure you need to design. And,
Yeah, and what to expect from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, space.
Yeah.
Space is one thing Sean is running out of. The Nile crocs will fill his final enclosure, and the reality of his situation is finally hitting home.
These Nile crocodiles, where they're going, I've only just finished that enclosure. It's the last one to have finished. and we've outgrown it and need to find a new premises, I reckon.
But for Sean, it's not a problem, it's a challenge.
I never used to really believe that I had the drive and the passion to do it, but I'm starting to believe it now.
I think your missus realised that when you sold the house. Yeah, you've got the drive, man, and a passion, mate. It is about just keep going for your goal, Sean, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, mate, yeah.
For now, Sean's immediate concerns are focused on getting his babies back to Crocodiles of the World safely.
We say in French it's un cadeau empoisonné, a poison gift, because it's a big responsibility.
But Sean has no doubt that if his centre becomes a zoo, these new animals will be a massive crowd pleaser.
This could make us one of the biggest attractions, I think, in the UK. I've got high hopes for this. I'm going all the way with this zoo. I really am. One last look at Mummy and Daddy's. It's not a long trip. Yeah, they'll be fine, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Right, guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah, fine.
See you soon. Thanks, Samuel. Thanks again.
You're welcome. Your wheel's on the wrong side, huh? They're a bit like our children, but the fact is you're always happy to see your children go away and make their own life. And I think they're in good hands. No problem. I'm rather happy.
Having travelled over 1,200 kilometres, Sean's babies finally reached their new home.
Home, sweet home. Crocs are happy. They're looking forward to becoming English citizens. I don't know what time it is anymore. It's gone 2 in the morning. My brother Chris and Rob wanted to come down and when we got back to have a look at them, and it's exciting news. How you doing? Good man. Right, Christoph?
Yeah, good, mate, good.
Right. Look how yellow that is. Beautiful, isn't it?
Each baby is checked over and measured so that Sean can monitor their development.
Go in.
And then they're in at the deep end.
So they'll be able to swim, but they won't be able to control their buoyancy. I say that, but the instincts in crocodiles are quite powerful. Off you go, mate. Jump. Go on. Right. Okay, so I was wrong. They can control his buoyancy. It's just instinct, isn't it? He's dinky, isn't he?
Looks amazing already, doesn't it?
Oh, they're smart as, don't they? Yeah, they look awesome.
Sean has now filled every one of his enclosures. It's a major achievement for a man who only 8 months ago had his crocs packed into his garden sheds.
The largest group of crocodiles in England.
He now has 59 crocs here.
Very proud man.
The whole experience has been amazing, and a good result in the end as well. When he's settled down and come out, I think the punters will love it.
I don't want to go to bed now. It's probably close to 4 o'clock, and I might just watch the sun come up with the crocodiles.
One week later, and at Crocs of the World, Sean's baby Niles have settled in well. He's now only a fortnight away from his crucial council hearing. If he wants to open on Sundays as a fully blown zoo, he needs to get local people on side. and he's received news which could help his cause. The Croc Man's been asked to open Whitney Carnival.
I think it kind of shows that my name's getting out there now, and I feel really honoured, really honoured. It's bringing awareness about what we can do, how people can come and visit us, and hopefully get a lot more people through our doors.
It's a chance to educate the public about the plight of many of his crocs too. So Sean and wife Lisa are setting up a Crocs of the World stall.
Well, I think we can take these babies, can't we? That's pretty easy to do and nice and safe. They're no trouble at all,
Everyone
really.
would like to hold them, wouldn't they?
But it's not just Crocs that Sean keeps.
We could take this one.
Yeah.
No?
I don't know, I think it's a bit big, isn't it? And scary.
Well, it's...
Sean, don't, because it's hissing, I don't like it. Can you put it in?
Do you not like
No, I really don't like it when it hisses like that, please.
OK, so this one probably a no.
No, definitely not.
Sean knows that this is a golden opportunity.
Whitney Carnival have never seen anything like this, will it?
No.
It's Carnival Day. Sean will be opening the event in front of 4,000 people. Nearly all of his friends and family have turned out to support the Croc Man.
My dad can't be here today because he's just sent me a message saying, I can't say it enough, but I'm so proud of you, love you. Just really nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Whitney Carnival 2011. But I'm absolutely delighted to welcome our very own Whitney man, who is becoming increasingly famous. He's Sean Foggett, who is unique in Britain for setting up the Crocodile Conservation and Education Centre.
Thank you very much, Chaz. I used to come to this carnival as a very small boy, and I took part many times in the parade. So this is a great honour for me to be asked to open the carnival this year. We have 6 or 7 live crocodiles with us today that you may get the opportunity to hold as well.
Wow, 6 or 7.
So without further ado, I guess, I now declare the Whitney Carnival officially open. Thank you very much. Hopefully it does brighten up. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean.
Now it's down to business. The Croc team's mission is to make the public understand just how endangered some crocs are and how important Sean's centre is to their future.
We've got a really tight time schedule, so we need to take as many bookings as we can, take as many people holding crocodiles as we can, winning over the public, really. Hopefully everyone can go away loving crocodiles. What I want you to do, you're going to be handling with me now.
Oh, okay.
Come with me. Right then, young man, would you like to take a seat? Put your hand around mine there, that's it. That's fine, yeah? And then you hold on to his tail. Very good.
Wow.
Good stuff.
All right?
He's cool.
The bumps are very hard. Do you know why they're so hard? Because they've got bone in them. Eh?
It seems really busy. I've walked around the whole place twice, and by far they're the busiest store.
It would be lively to start off with.
This one's a Chinese alligator. They're the most endangered of all the crocodile species. There's less than 150 left in the wild. We can do some good work here, and the interest from the great British public is here. Definitely.
And they're all keen to bag a Croc souvenir.
Everyone's really responding really well. At one point, I couldn't see, like, past the crowd. It's getting really hot in here.
Sean invited us down, so we're definitely going to pop down there to see a few crocodiles and learn a bit more.
It's something new to Whitney, isn't it? Because what they're doing as well is different, like the endangered species and whatnot.
We're going to hopefully go down with all the children.
Today has been just the morale boost Sean needs.
It's always good to talk to people about crocodiles and educate them and, you know, see their faces and, you know, they love it. People just love it.
But Sean won't know if he's done enough until he faces the council to try and get permission for Sunday opening.
Not sure the council will be as easy to win over, but that's the next hurdle. So if it goes as well as that did today, I'm laughing.
It's the day of Sean's all-important council meeting. He's due here in just a few hours to find out whether he'll get the first half of the permission he needs to open to the public on Sundays. It's one of the most important days in the Crocman's life. But Sean's going nowhere. Instead, he's in hospital. Yesterday, he was attacked by one of his most aggressive crocodiles during a feeding display, much to the horror of wife Lisa.
He's had a bite to his knuckle and his leg. She caught the side of his leg and on the back of his ankle as well. So he's going to have some stitches in them as well. They've got concerns that she might have taken some of the bone, and in which case there could be an infection in the joint or in the bone. So he's had to go down to theatre to have it cleaned out. I don't like this, you know, it shows you how dangerous they can be.
The croc that bit him was the endangered female Siamese that had already been separated off for fighting. Friend Nick was nearby when it happened.
He was only in the enclosure, I think, 3-4 minutes. She just went for it, and that's the problem with them. They are wild animals, and they're likely to go at any time.
For Mum Dorothy, her worst fears have come true.
The big thing is he was under a lot of stress, you know, working towards the planning meeting. When someone gets overloaded like that, something has to go. If he'd fallen, that would have been the end of him, really. He could have fallen in the water. Yes, could have been a lot more serious.
With Sean undergoing surgery, Lisa's heading to the council offices alone.
So it's a big day. We've got about 20 minutes and we need to be there, really. I'm feeling a little bit nervous for him.
The survival of Sean's Croc Centre is now hanging in the balance.
I'm concerned that they say, no, we can't open to the general public, and what we're going to do from there, how Sean's going to feel about that. I'm ringing Sean to see if he's come up from a theatre, but it's just ringing, so he's not out yet. We'll try him again after. Come on, babe.
Has Sean done enough to win over the local council? Or will his dream of opening the UK's first croc zoo fall at the first hurdle? At the hospital, the Croc Man is finally out of surgery.
It's an occupational hazard of keeping crocodiles. This is the first time I've ever been bitten in 10 years. It's just one of them things that, you know, it's just a hazard of the job. And of course it shocked me, yeah, but it's not put me off or anything like that.
At the council offices, the meeting is over. Despite his injury, Sean's determined to carry on. But has he been granted the permission he needs?
Hello? You okay? Yeah, approved. Yeah, happy with that? OK, well, let me go and make sure all the kids are OK, and then I'll get out there as soon as I can, and I'll stay with you until I can bring you home. Yeah. I love you. Bye. I am really happy, but we've just had a lot happen over this weekend, so let's just get him and get him home, and we can celebrate.
Hello? Yeah, you? Oh, yeah. High five. Absolutely over the moon. This has been such a weight on my mind for so long. The amount of preparation and work that I've had to do for it is phenomenal. and it's really drained me. It's affected me at home, innit?
Well, Sean's been under so much pressure getting it ready, so it's affected the whole family, but I just was desperate for it to be approved so that we can take that next step forward and grow the business how we need to. So yeah, brilliant. It's going to be hobbling around for a bit. Am I going to have to go down there and turn the lights on and off and stuff?
And look after me.
Yeah.
I need a bit of pampering.
Yeah.
Sean leaves hospital with over 20 stitches.
I won't be catching any crocodiles for a while.
You right?
I'll make sure I rest good and proper for the first week or so.
But he still has one final hurdle to jump before his Sunday opening can begin.
Next thing is the zoo licence inspection, which is 2 weeks tomorrow. So once that's all done, we can start to officially call ourselves the first crocodile zoo in the UK, hopefully.
It's been 8 months since Sean sold his family house to fund and build a new croc unit for his animals. With huge support from family and friends, he moved his crocs from his garden sheds to his self-built premises. He won the respect of some of the world's leading croc men, and in doing so, more than doubled his croc collection. And in the face of local opposition, he fought to attract visitors and make his croc conservation centre pay. At Crocodiles of the World, Sean's zoo inspection is over and the verdict is in. Has he done enough to realise his lifelong ambition?
We are now officially the UK's first crocodile zoo. I've done it. We can open up a lot more regularly to the general public. We can get involved in a lot more conservation programmes around the world, which I've been trying to become involved in. This opens doors in so many different areas. I'm so chuffed. It's like the icing on the cake for me.
I admire him for what he's doing. He's living a dream. To do something you're really passionate about, it's just the best you can have, really.
To see him develop what he's developed, it's incredible. How many people give up what he's given up?
As it is, it looks really good, and I think all it's going to do is get better and better as time goes on.
Now Sean has the chance to earn enough money to keep the zoo open and to try and reach his dream of collecting every species of crocodilian.
Now we're a zoo, we're going to keep growing and growing now, and ultimately I'm already thinking about moving the whole collection to a much bigger premises and seeking funding to do that. You didn't expect me to stop here, did you?